everyone, and welcome back to the Little Miss Funeral YouTube channel. If you can see everything that's around me, you will see that I have a lot of books around. I am currently going through all of the books, every single book that I own, and trying to see if I'm going to keep them or donate them or whatnot. And I discovered a bin of books from college. It's been 10 years since I've been in mortuary school, so I thought that it would be a fun video if I went through my old textbooks and kind of reacted to them and reacted to what I could remember from the classes and stuff like that. So keep on watching if you want to see me talk about books. This is Burton's Microbiology for the Health Sciences. Was this this had to have been my I took microbiology. Oh God, this is gonna be a fun video. I don't remember this class. Microbiology. I don't remember this. This is a good book to start on. I don't remember. Apparently I took microbiology for the health sciences, and I don't remember taking this class. So it must have been a really good one. The History of American Funeral Directing. This was a good class. I believe Tim was the name of my professor. Okay, so weird thing about my professors, Daisy has said hello. Most of my professors, we called them by their first names, and I think this one was Tim, who taught this class. He was a really fun guy, a really good funeral director too. And this was basically like it says, the history of funeral directing. So I mean, we studied like the history of funeral directing. Good thing I'm not a professor. Okay. Pathology. And you're gonna hear Daisy throughout this video. It is what it is. Pathology and microbiology for mortuary science. This class, I remember, I took this class online. This was actually, I think, my only online class that I ended up taking when I was at school, because I actually went away to mortuary school, so I dormed and everything like that. Class, I thought was really interesting and fairly easy, and I don't know if it was easy because I took it online. Hold on one second, we're gonna get Little Miss. Daisy's gonna be in the rest of this video probably. I'm all by myself with her, so when you try to make a video for YouTube, it is what it is. So my next book, let's do this one. Mortuary Law. This was a class that I took with Jackie. She was my professor. She is an amazing funeral director. She actually helped me to get my residency, not a residency, but the whole family's in here now. I can't even, the whole family's in this video. This video is going to be great. I'm okay. We're just making a YouTube video with the whole family over here. I think that this was a very important class to take because it actually did teach us like a lot about law, which I really didn't know much, like liability and all different things like negligence, mortuary law, common law. It was just like a really broad overview of that, and I really liked this class. I remember helping grieving people when tears are not enough. This was for my one and only grief class that I took throughout mortuary school. I remember thinking to myself back then that I wish I would have had more grief classes, because I think that that's such an important thing that is just kind of brushed over throughout funeral service when you're getting your education. And I think that it's so important because we're dealing with people who are grieving. The class was very interesting. I remember I hated my teacher. I thought that she was very mean. And I thought that that was kind of funny because, I mean, a grief class, you would think like compassion, and she didn't have compassion. Death and bereavement across cultures. I don't remember. I mean, that could have very well been the name of the class that I took, but I don't remember. I took this with Tim as well. I highlighted a lot, so like, that's good. That's all I can say. Death and bereavement across cultures. I took a class about different cultures. Oh, here's the bad boy, the big bad boy. Embalming, History, Theory, and Practice. I'm pretty certain that this is the embalming book that every single funeral director has. It is had to take the embalming class before I could actually take my embalming lab. So going through and reading this book, it tells you all of the different practices and everything with regards to embalming, but it's hard to kind of put that into practice until you can get to your lab and actually do an embalming and work on a body. But had to take this before I could do that. Human biology. I'm trying to think, was this? I think this was the book that I used for my anatomy class, though. I think. Yeah, I think this was the book that I used for my anatomy class. My anatomy class, I remember it was an 8 a.m. class, and I hated it because I thought it was so difficult, but I remember focusing on it a ton because I thought anatomy was so important, obviously, for your national board exams and different things like that. And I ended up doing really well in the class, but I just remember hating it because there's just so much information that you have to digest. I can't, this was my embalming chemistry, and I hated this class. I almost failed this class, which goes to show you because I can't even pronounce the name of this book. I was so bad at chemistry, that part of my brain does not work. I would read this book. I mean, I have so many like different highlighted sections throughout here, and it just did not help. Honest to God, I think that I passed it like by the skin of my chin, and I'm very thankful that I never have to take chemistry again because it was just horrendous. Horrendous for me. Probably the hardest class that I had to take with regards to my college education. Okay, these next two books, I'm going to take them out together because they were for the same class. They are another book that most funeral professionals, if you went to mortuary school, will understand, because I don't think that these change, and that's Restorative Art and Color and Cosmetics. And these books were for my Restorative Art class. For those who are watching who are kind of familiar because they follow funeral directors or mortuary students or whatever, this was the class in which you made a head. So you made your wax head, and I know that those are super popular. People share them a ton. I named my head Charles. I did not keep my head. It was horrible. I did not do like a fabulous job on it, and looking back, I wish that I would have done a better job. I think today, if I was able to do my wax head again, it would be a different story, and I'd be able to do a much better job just because I have a lot more skill now than I did when I was 19 and 20 years old. But my restorative art classes, they're very interesting. I think there are a lot, restorative art was very technical, and there was a lot more to it than just making a wax head. Like, you had to learn the bones of the face and muscles and a ton of different things in the event that you had to reconstruct a face. So very interesting. I also, in my restorative art class, learned how to curl hair for like little old ladies. They kind of taught us how to use a curling iron. We got cosmetics, so we learned how to do makeup on dead people as well. So all in all, this was probably one of my most interesting classes that I took. And this I don't remember the name of this class. It's Types of Funeral Service and Ceremonies. This very well may have just been like a funeral service class that I ended up taking as well. But this is a book that I'm so thankful that I have even to this day, because it's a great resource. And basically it's talking about all different religions and kind of their customs, which is very helpful today because I basically work in like a predominantly Catholic area, so I know the Catholic funeral mass like the back of my hand, but this is very helpful like if you get, for me personally, other religions. I like this book a lot because it has like diagrams on how the typical places of worship are set up and how you would bring in the casket and different things like that. So this was another really good class. I'm very thankful that I have this book to this day as well. That is basically it for all of my textbooks that I still have to this day. A very brief look at my mortuary days. I'm thankful that mortuary school is over with. I had a really good experience in mortuary school. Maybe I'll make a video talking a little bit more about that in detail. But mortuary school, although it was fun. I'm happy it's over with. It was a very stressful time of my life. So I hope that you all liked this video. If you did, if you could please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to comment below if you're a mortuary student and you're using any of these textbooks currently, that would be super helpful and super interesting because it has been 10 years since I've been in mortuary school. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.